As you've all heard, I'm sure, all day long, they've launched, or one single individual Democrat has filed for impeachment of Donald Trump. That's right. It's happening. It's finally going down. They finally got that smoking gun to bring down Donald Trump. They're going to blow his world up. They're going to end his presidency. It's finally going to happen. And then we're going to have Mike Pence. Isn't that the one that said, didn't he try to like send LGBTs to like reprogramming centers? Didn't he do that? Like, isn't that his thing? And the bathrooms, don't use the bathroom if you isn't that him? He's not better than Trump. Okay, that's beside the point. We don't care what it does. We just need to do it. The Democrat launches unlikely bid to impeach Trump. A California Democrat has filed an article of impeachment against U.S. President Donald Trump and a long shot to remove him from office. Brad Sherman filed the article on Wednesday, accusing Trump of obstructing investigations into Russian meddling into the 2016 presidential election. Now, how did he meddle? Well, he meddled by firing former Deputy Director James Comey, of course. Sherman acknowledges that filing the article is the first step on a very long road. Sherman should also argue that filing this was a big publicity stunt because the shit won't happen, at least not on this. But that will require Brad to be honest, and Brad ain't honest. Recent disclosures by Donald Trump Jr. indicate that Trump's campaign was eager to receive assistance from Russia. All right. Even if you prove he met with a Russian, you didn't prove what was given or if he gave. And as I've said in other videos, folks, unless you can prove that Trump colluded with, like either Trump helped someone hack into the DNC, which you can't prove, but even if they do find some way to prove that some information, or I don't know, maybe the Russian gave them something that they were able to use on Hillary to sway the election, even if you're able to prove that, you won't be able to impeach Trump with it because Trump didn't do it. The Democratic Party knows that that's not enough. And most of the Democrats who have been on the record speaking about the impeachment of Donald Trump for months, who have been milking the cow of impeachment, riling up the masses, keeping the ratings up for the corporate media, they've all backed away from the impeachment because they know it's not going to happen. Even sham artists who have made lots of money on YouTube, preaching to their audiences even. Yeah, folks, on Periscope, Twitter, there are people making money on YouTube with this lie that Trump's going to get impeached, who don't even believe it's going to happen themselves. Well, they know it's not going to happen, like I said. It now seems likely that the president had something to hide when he tried to curtail the investigation of now fired National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and the wider Russian probe. I don't know. This is Brad Sherman saying this. I believe his conversations with and subsequent firing of FBI Director James Comey constitute obstruction of justice. Maybe it's possible that Brad Sherman was put up to this. Maybe he's not acting unilaterally. Maybe we need somebody to do it. It'll look silly, but it'll look like we're trying to get rid of him. And then we can keep the narrative going a little bit longer. And I know it sounds like paranoid. It sounds like, Tim, where are you getting this from? But believe me, folks, you have to think like a capitalist when you're dealing with capital. You have to think about the money coming in. Because at the end of the day, most of what we deal with is about money. It's not about humanity. It's not about justice. It's about dollars. And once you take your eye off that, once you stop believing that, once you start thinking it's about core values, national whatever, pride, patriotism, of any of that, you are missing the mark. Sherman has one co-sponsor, fellow Democrat Al Green of Texas. Al Green. Democratic leaders have distanced themselves from the effort, believing it energizes Trump base. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, yeah, it does energize his base. Yes. Everything you've been doing since he got elected has been energizing his base. Instead of talking about all the great things the Democrats can do, you've been talking about how horrible Trump is. You know who that really pisses off? People who like Trump. And when you attack him by attacking his son without no real evidence that this is like improper, like that he did Russia hack? If they hacked, prove it. If you can't prove it, move the hell on. We got other shit to do. This is why I get so pissed off with the Democratic Party, with the Russia thing. Not only did you betray me with 8 years of Obama, no one holding him accountable for his failed policies. No one. Everybody's so busy wanting to do photo ops with him. Everybody's so busy wanting to be his buddy. Everybody's so interested in that. Nobody was interested in holding him accountable. So meanwhile, you got black people catching hell. You got poor white people catching hell. Poor Latinos catching hell. That's why Hillary lost. Had nothing to do with Russia. And it's very fucking offensive that this is going on this long. If you got something, bring it. I'm all for it. If you got evidence, bring it. If you brought me evidence that Trump and Russia and Putin were all together on this thing and they did something, I don't know what it could be, I consider it. But no one's been able to do that. And you're damn right you're riling up the base, and all you're doing is ensuring a loss for 2020. And if you get a loss in 2020, you deserve it. Sherman filed the article a day after the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., acknowledged that he met with a Russian lawyer during the campaign. These are circumstantial. They're just not enough. It won't happen, folks. So for all the Democrats who may be watching this, who are, I don't know, maybe just interested in what Tim Black's talking about, listen to me. Donald Trump will not be impeached. He just won't. It's a fundraising mechanism for the Democratic Party. Like so many other things they do. There's a lot of money in losing. And by continuing this, they are all but ensuring a loss in 2020, which will be more lucrative to them than a win. Mark my words. Stamp it. July 13th.